Well, hello, Leapers. This morning I'm getting underway from Puesta del Sol, Nicaragua. Yeah, I'm headed to Playa del Coco, Costa Rica. Excited to make this trip because Karen's going to come visit in Costa Rica, and also I have an uncle that lives in Playa del Coco. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Karen and also reuniting with my Uncle Chuck. So this ought to be fun. Let me show you this. My name is Rick. I got my sea legs when I was in the Coast Guard, and I commanded a boat much like this one. Today, I take my small sailboat on coastal passages in search of adventure. In this season, I'm heading south from Banderas Bay with the intention of returning to the Caribbean Sea via the Panama Canal. Living the pirate life. Yep, me and these pelicans. Oh yeah, there she is, sailing vessel Frog's Leap. She's ready for the challenge. Gonna get underway here from Puesta del Sol, Nicaragua, heading to Costa Rica. So I enlisted one of my dock neighbors off sailing vessel Capri to help walk me off the pier and cast off my bow line.
Okay. See you.
Well, it takes about 30 minutes to navigate the outbound track from Marina Puesta del Sol, but it was going to take me a little longer because we were towards the end of the flood tide and I was going to be bucking about a 1 to 2 knot current. But once I was out, it was time to take in the fenders and raise the mainsail. Normally, bringing in the fenders is one of the first things that crew would do right after getting underway, but you know, when you're sailing single-handed, you're doing everything. And when I get the fenders off the lifelines, I just throw them into the cockpit. I'll worry about stowing them later. When removing the fenders from the lifelines, I like to bring the fender inboard of the lifelines for 2 reasons. One, it makes the hitch easier to untie, and it also reduces the chances of losing the fender overboard. Well, the first thing I need to do to raise this mainsail is walk this zipper on the stack pack all the way back to the end of the boom. And you'll notice that I am tied off. I've got my safety lanyard. You can see it along my left leg there, connected to the harness that's part of my PFD. And also, you'll notice it's pretty darn windy. I mean, at least 12 knots of wind. The sea state's not too bad, so I'm not getting bounced around too much, but it's quite a bit of wind. And I've got to take an athletic stance here because even though the boat's not getting moved around too terribly badly, it's not that difficult to lose your balance up here. You really have to be careful. Here I'm using the winch handle to put some good tension on this main halyard. Next, I'm gonna zip this stack pack back together. And this can be some fiddly business, especially in any kind of wind. Once I have the stack pack put back together, I take a seat on the cabin top to coil up. The rest of the main halyard, it's just safer sitting down. Well, not too long after I finished raising the mainsail, sailing vessel Caia, a Pacific Sea craft, Crelock 37, was overtaking me on my port side. Yeah, my friends Philip and Sherry. Yeah, they've got a good-looking boat. Well, that was pretty cool. I got to see my friend's Pacific Seacraft 37, Crelock 37. Yeah, overtaking me here in the Papagayo Wind zone, right? Yeah, that was cool. I mean, it's a beautiful boat, what can I say? And it was fun exchanging waves with them. So, yeah, Philip and Sherry, good to see you out there. A few minutes later, Philip and Sherry fell back and came across my stern to give me this amazing shot of sailing vessel Caia passing across a setting sun. Pretty amazing. What a great boat. What an amazing sunset. Man, Philip, right when you started maneuvering, I knew what you were going for. It was so perfect. Thanks, man. I'm pretty proud of myself, I have to say. I spent a month in El Salvador at Bahia del Sol studying papagayos, trying to figure out, hey, you know, how to do it, try to time a weather window. Had to get across the bar. That found out that ended up being the key. And then position yourself in Puesta del Sol. So yeah, a month in Bahia del Sol, a week in Puesta del Sol, and this is my reward. It's pretty amazing. Flat. Crossing the Papagayo, and it's flat. Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. Papagayo, it's the real deal. Yeah, I mean, it's every bit as big and nasty as Tehuantepec. I would say bigger. I would say nastier. My own personal opinion. I didn't have any problem with Tehuantepec. But I don't know that there's, you know, any skill or anything you can bring to the table in trying to get a good weather window than patience. If you've got patience, you're good to go. And I usually don't have good patience, but I was very deliberate about it because I have healthy respect for the Papagayo Winds, and it worked out. So I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing Uncle Chuck, looking forward to seeing my wife, looking forward to hanging out with my friends Brent and Dana and Dylan. Yeah, just really excited about the whole prospect, so it's all good. Whoa, I think I see some dolphin. Just blown away, you know. I mean, people get beat up out here, boats get beat up out here, and yet here I am. You know, it's flat. Yeah, Papagayo. But I have a healthy respect for it. That's why I'm here when it's calm. So it didn't happen by accident, that's for sure. So, yeah, pretty crazy. How about that sunset? We're getting there. Yeah, and I'm gonna go without nav lights tonight. Coast Guard does it all the time. We call it darkened ship. Usually when we're doing law enforcement stuff, we don't want to be seen. But it's also a good tactic, you know, if you're in pirate waters. Don't run your nav lights and, you know, your deck lights, anything that shines light on the deck, cover that up. Now you're vulnerable when you do that, right? Because now nobody can see you at all. So, you know, there's no taking naps if you're gonna go darken ship. Yeah, that's just how it is. We got a corresponding moonrise going along with sunset today. Oh yeah, look at this. Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Frogs Leap. Be sure to subscribe because next week I'm doing a deep dive into Playa del Coco, Costa Rica. For real-time updates, check out Sailing Frogs Leap on Instagram.